So everybody, welcome back to our We Can't Go Outside World of Warcraft month, where we get double XP and try not to die.
It's safe.
And occasionally
also...
we complain about Trump.
Oh yeah.
You see that he would like finally had to admit. He like finally had a press conference where he
like anything that everything he said is a lie so far.
Well, apparently he scared a lot of people recently by actually having a press conference where he admits that it's a threat in no uncertain terms after waffling for way too long and, you know, risking everybody as a result. Like, finally, people know.
I mean, yeah, but then you have shit like the thing I saw with like the Georgia governor is like, I didn't know asymptomatic people are carriers. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
who the fuck is running this pony show? I was like, what the fuck? Did you not get briefed? Did no one like take you aside and go, excuse me, sir, science is real? Did you know that? Hang
on a minute, this character seems useless. Switching off. There we go. I had the seductress out and I'm like, hang on a minute, I don't think the seductress is useful. The succubus.
Oh.
Like, she kind of seems like garbage. Seems to only be useful for, like, basically sapping humanoids. If you have humanoids to sap. I don't. There we go.
They all did. Yeah, it's been a hoop and a holler watching the progression of this country taking it from LOL Chinese joke to, oh, fuck, people are dying. Like, a lot of people are dying. People are dying in quick succession.
It's frustrating if you were immediately ready.
Oh, I'm
you just immediately like knew the situation, and it's just like, and you're like, no, it's real.
Yeah. It is.
I'm lucky in that a lot of my family is the kind of conservatives that are paranoid doomsday prepper type people. Like they're all like always catastrophizing. Well, I just mean like they're always catastrophizing like all these risks and threats and so on. So when they hear about the virus, they immediately thought the worst case scenario, which is better than all the people that didn't. I guess. Or it meant that they would see, like, even though they watch all the channels and people that would minimize it, they just kind of busted right past that because they had enough paranoia to go past party lines. And like listening to the people that normally tell them to not think about things.
That's a terrible message. It's just like, oh, we only succeeded because we're too paranoid of the government to take it seriously. It's like, I mean, that's good because the government is not taking it seriously.
That's also more or less. That's also more or less the message of what's it called? Death Stranding.
What, that people didn't want to take science seriously and then the planet's now fucked?
Well, like all the survivors everywhere are the preppers.
Oh, yeah.
So it kind of sends the message of like being a prepper is actually good. Like in the text of the game, it's kind of a bad thing because being a prepper is isolating you from all the people around you and you want to like reconnect, and like the messages of the game is all about reconnecting. But being a prepper is also why they survived the Death Stranding in the first place. So, I mean, it was good first. And then it was bad afterwards, but it still was good.
Decision with unintended consequences.
Like nearly everyone who wasn't a prepper died, so it's a little mixed messages here in your narrative. I don't know, man.
You know, it's not really his forte.
Not mixed messages.
I mean, yeah. Every game he makes is like, wait, what did you mean by that? And it's like, that's the point. It's like, what? Wait a second.
Oops, I was supposed to grab that, wasn't I? I'm in the boiling goop.
It's acid.
Acid. Don't make an acid of yourself.
You know, we're talking about people who are like fucking paranoid as shit. Did you see a guy literally ran a train off the rails in LA?
Oh god, he's back.
In like an attempt to shoot a train down or to take a boat down.
What the fuck are you talking about? He
took a train off the rails, literally drove a train off the rails to hit the ship that's docked in LA, the medical ship from the Navy, because he thought that was a government conspiracy.
Oh no, like a Pizzagate thing?
Like the guy literally ran a train off the tracks. Like, let's just put this into perspective. A man was given charge of a train and he used it to get back at the government he thinks is out to get him. Like, what the fuck? You got to start teaching people. Like,
that's a lot to take in.
That's not acceptable. I am not going to tolerate moronic terrorism. Like, that's not a category I want to start having a problem with in the United States. Is moronic terrorism, where you think that you need to save the world because the world is out to get you.
Well, yeah, that's what Pizzagate was.
But Pizzagate was, I thought Pizzagate's entire purpose was just to say, hey, pedophiles are like all over the government. It's a bad thing.
It was a massive conspiracy of a bunch of made up nonsense that ultimately led to somebody shooting up a pizzeria because they thought that they were like trafficking children in its basement, and it didn't even have a basement, but that's beside the point. Like, it's literally like none of it was even vaguely true. But it ultimately manifested in somebody like attacking a place that had nothing to do with anything because it was the place that the conspiracy had been like centered around.
Gotcha.
Like,
I see. Pizzagate's
throwing
one of those things
information
like
out there is super dangerous.
I kind of like dipped my toes in it, but then once it started going like, okay, pizzerias are actually trapped, and I was like, okay, let's like be real here. Like, I think Jeffrey Epstein's probably a criminal, convinced he's a criminal, but I don't know about the whole like turning pizzerias into a pedophile ring is like real. I don't. That's
well,
that seems like outlandish.
There's the kind of information you put out there gonna be dangerous and messy. Like we talked last time about Trump saying that this is the miracle cure to the disease and so on, and then like somebody drank this chemical that was their like their aquarium cleaner because it had that in it, and they died.
Which is not Trump's fault. That's clearly other people's fault for drinking something during a pandemic at a time when people are emotionally.
That's why you don't just casually imply this is the cure to the thing you're scared of.
Yeah. But you know, you're free to say whatever you want without being in trouble for it. Because otherwise, then you have to have accountability, and we've already heard Trump is not accountable for anything.
He literally using the words, "I will not take responsibility for this."
Which is great.
That's what he said.
Nothing sounds better than hearing your fucking
will you take responsibility
say,
for defunding the fucking plague department that you got rid of? And he's like, I won't take responsibility for that. I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about. It's like, I swear to God, this is an adult, and he runs the whole thing, and he just...
It's impressive.
If anything comes back at him that he did wrong, he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Even like at the time, he's like bragging about it. It's like I think
it's more impressive to me that Republicans continue to stick by him after he tanked the economy. You would think the moment you kill the only reason that that Republicans are shitty people, that would make them turn on you. Like that impresses me. That people are just like, yeah, I guess we have to endure. I mean, you know, he only. His lack of science acceptance led a pandemic to basically cripple an entire nation, including its economy. But he's still the best leader we have. He's still the best choice. It's like, what? Really? I think Ted Cruz is a better choice at this point.
I was about to say sorry for immediately getting back into this, but at the same time, I'm struggling to think of anything else going on in life right now to talk about.
You know what? To keep in
there's such a lack of things happening. It's mostly just like, hey, this is my colorful anecdote about, you know, the plague that happened lately.
Yeah,
it's like the most we can talk about.
I actually had to go venture out today to go deliver or to go drop a package off at FedEx. And people are kind of like, it's like a 50-50 of people taking this seriously. Like, I went there and there was, you know, some people wearing masks and standing really far away from each other. But then you have like some assholes who are just dressed in, you know, very minimal clothing, putting their hands all over counters and touching ATM machines, and then just touching their face or wiping their brow and then just moving on with life. And I'm like, I don't know why you're like this. Why would you want...
I got frustrated about something, so I went to... I finally caved in and tried going to the post office out of curiosity. Because I was going through my emails, and I'm always behind by like a few hundred because there's just too fucking many emails all the time.
Yeah. Robots can email you faster than you can read.
Yeah, emails. I get so many emails constantly from PR companies and so on and so forth, and it's just so much. So I'm just always behind. but I make an effort to put a dent in that every now and then at random sometimes, but also just like specifically when it's time for like, oh wow, the internet just died, my connection just died hard. Oh, stream cracked. We'll see how streaming goes today. I don't know, watch the VOD later if the stream goes down. Forewarning, I'm getting red colors on the screen.
Oh, that's not good.
But yeah, it's not generally good. But what happened is I make an effort to like go through like a chunk of my emails like right before the turn of the month each time, because that's when like that's when the people nominate their Let's Tries for the month and so on. Yeah. So like I want to like make sure there's a refresh of the list, so there's like new stuff for those people to pick from, and so they're not just picking from the same list as last time. So that's when I have to, I'm like, okay, we got to go through all my emails and extract all the free video game keys, which I know sounds like the most fucking unrelatable thing. I just get so many free video games that I get exhausted reading all the emails about the free video games I get all the time, which I don't even have time to play. There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
But that's my reality. Is I put all of my game keys on a giant list Excel sheet thing or Google Drive Excel thing, and I have my Patreon people pick through it, and they get to pick which stuff gets to actually get played, because there's literally more coming in than can be played. But yeah, I make an effort to do that at the beginning of each month, and that's when I got, like, from 300 emails ago, which is like a month old, I see this message from the World of Horror people, the Junji Ito inspired like roguelike investigation JRPG something. I haven't played it yet, so I don't really have a great grasp of the genre, and looking at it does not give you a good idea what the genre is. But it's a Junji Ito inspired Japanese horror video game thing that's black and white. That's in early access right now. And it's got a lot of positive buzz lately, and I've been like, I was kind of looking into it, but I didn't quite get around to it because of the fact that the first thing I saw when I looked at this page was early access, and I'm like, I'll be back later. Because that's my response whenever I see that blue banner now. It's like, I can wait. But I see an email from them from a month ago where they sent me a key for the game, which, thank you. That means I have a key already for the game, which is nice. So whenever I get around to it, I won't be paying for it. But they also sent me a package, like physically. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I think I checked the P.O. box like a week ago, so I feel like this email from a month ago, it would have arrived by now. That's weird. But I had a reoccurring thing too, because the Yakuza, like I had to cave in and buy Yakuza 3, the Yakuza 3 remastered on PS4, like online, because I got tired. I just couldn't wait anymore because it was time to start, because Outer Worlds broke. Like, it turned to dust in my hands. It could not be played anymore, and I had to I put the playthrough on hiatus.
What happened? Wait, what happened?
Every time I just tried to approach my objective from any direction, the game would just instantly crash to desktop.
What the fuck? What did you do?
Well, that also happened. Remember the greenhouse area people from the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
Like, I had a thing where if I tried to go past the main lady into like her office, the game would crash every time, no matter what I did. So it's happened once before, but it was but I could be like, okay, I guess I'm just not going there. Hope it's not important.
That's weird.
But yeah, I got to Monarch, and it was time to resolve the grand finale of the warring factions of that planet and everything. And every time I went to the mission's objective from any direction on any graphics setting, including like updated graphics drivers and so on, it just would always just crash the desktop whenever I approached from any direction. Like, it's just, that game's on a technical level a shit show. I don't see any spiders to kill.
Did you grab this dude's quest over here?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing that right now. Did you not have a quest to kill the things we were just killing?
No.
You're a fool.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't even question it. You just run around like, yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? Damn it.
Because again,
Andrew,
you're the questing is such a
You're the one who needs the experience.
Yeah, but why are we like? It's so tough for me to do questing because it's such a pointless activity. Like, if you want to play WoW, you just stick in dungeons. Even if you've played them before, you just keep playing dungeons.
I like questing more than playing dungeons.
Do you seriously like playing, like doing questing?
Yeah, getting curious and like checking out a dungeon for the first time is always kind of fun. But like just queuing into random dungeons infinitely is kind of rough. Like I got my rogue that's like currently like level 114, I think, or whatever. And he's questing, he just got to the Vulpera area, so I'm working on unlocking the Vulpera as a race so I can make one of those. But nice. I also bought every single heirloom for a elemental shaman. And so I have an orc that like instantly hit like level 35 or whatever from doing dungeons. I gave him a full set of heirloom armor, and I upgraded every set. I upgraded every part of the set so it lasts to level 90. So he's got like 70% increased experience on top of the event, giving him double experience, on top of the fact that he's doing random dungeons to get a big bonus for that. And yeah, like you get really fast experience, but it's like, man, you just walk forward with your group of random allies in a straight line and just like perform the same actions over and over again. And you don't like, and like it's,
well, you stop when the new content hits,
and the content's so similar that it's like kind of boring. Like questing isn't exactly like massively divergent, but like you get to go, but like you get to check out a different zone each day, and like you get a different like, and like the weird distribution of quests will ask different things of you, and you'll have weird tasks like defend this caravan with a rocket launcher or whatever the hell, and like just weird things continually happen. Whereas a lot of the dungeons are like, I've done this dungeon before. That's part of it too, is a lot of the dungeons are the ones I've played since 20 years ago, but a lot of the zones are new. But it also feels like they keep making new dungeons that are just the old dungeons. And also scriptedness is a bummer. Like I just played the Battle for Azeroth intro again from the Horde perspective this time, and it's like the Battle for Azeroth intro is like 2 hours of being completely on rails, pretending you're interacting with the game.
Yeah,
and it's really a bummer. Although I did get a kick out of the fact that my favorite character, in WoW, is like the fucking Terminator during it. Because we need to get a crystal controlling orb from one of these guys. There's from the Horde perspective, you infiltrate Stormwind Stockade in order to free Sourfang.
Okay.
And like as you're escaping, army of mages show up and they keep creating barriers and pushing you in like the fucking trash compactor from Star Wars. And like they're trapping you in the stockades and trying to compress you into one room and trap you and recapture you and everything. And then like you're going through this place and like Jaina Proudmoore keeps showing up and doing like next level bullshit magic to like an ice wall across the city and stuff like that, to like you're totally outmatched. But like in particular, there's an extended sequence where you're invisible and you have to avoid all these enemies that are going to detect you if you walk into them. And you're not thinking at all because you're just fucking standing in the circle of the troll and following them. But so you're really just doing a really linear sequence where you just walk with people and that's all that's happening. But half the drama is these various patrols being on the cusp of catching you. Like there's a part where they're like, jump in the water now, and you'll jump in the water off one of those Stormwind bridges that are throughout the town, and like Rin or whatever, like the king guy shows up and just happens to pass by at that exact moment, so it's like you just dodged him. But there's a whole part where all these Worgens start flying at you from every direction at once, and you're being attacked simultaneously in every direction. It's like, they got your scent, you can't escape now. It's the Worgen Brigade, and they're all like fucking launching through the air at you because they can like super jump and shit because they're all werewolves. But like down the hallway, you just see this giant armored Worgen and with a crew around him slowly walking forward towards you, and you have to like escape before he arrives, and you have to continually keep escaping the city while he's pursuing slowly on foot while just walking at a normal walking pace like he's the fucking Terminator. And it's like it's like intimidating and also hilarious. But he's also like my favorite character from like a design perspective in all of WoW, because it's Gen Greymane. So he's the white werewolf that's a pirate, that's a sky pirate, that's also a king. Which is like, Sky Pirate. That's like the best character in the whole fucking game. Because he's like, I think he's the, because I don't pay attention to the story of WoW, so I appreciate him purely on a design level. But the fact that he's a werewolf dressed like a pirate that is frequently seen in cutscenes, like piloting a sky ship, is like next level cool shit. Because he pilots one of those sky boats that are in WoW, and he's also a werewolf pirate. And I'm like, this is great. This is great. So seeing him in Terminator mode was hilarious. Fun. He gets a lot of screen time in the pre-rendered cutscenes. along with like Bloodhoof or whatever, Zul'jin,
Blood.
and Sylvanas Stride Runner or something.
Yeah, Sylvanas is a popular one.
Stride Runner.
Stride.
I can't say anyone's name. It might be Windrunner. The names are so dumb that I can make up dumber ones that are maybe accidentally true half the time. Like, our starting point is that one of the most prominent characters in the universe is called Malfurion Stormrage, which is to say bad, angry, storm angry. This is his name. That's his name. Malfury Stormrage.
Is that... I mean, that's more creative
than That's like
God.
Illidan's brother or something. That's like a super druid man.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's
it
like...
sounds like he's got gusto.
He has a
backstory.
He's like one of the pillars of the WoW lore. Like in the form of... Like, you know, like one of the surviving characters from like way back in the Warcraft games. Well, I've leveled again. Are you 30 yet? Fuck. You would have been if you had the quest. Did you ever finish the quest yet? Do you have more to do?
Almost done with it.
Alright, yeah, just keep killing cats and spiders.
Yeah, pretty much.
All year round, because I can't see the objective anymore.
I mean, it's in this area. It's just a matter of finding them.
Like, I definitely got a kick out of Terminator Greymane, but I didn't get a kick out of the fact that for like an hour and a half, you just have to pretend you're playing a video game when you're not.
Well, it's not fun to you?
No. These hyper scripted set pieces that are in like every AAA game that for some reason are now also in MMOs for some reason. I don't know why they're doing that with MMOs. Where they're least applicable. Like all that, it has all the tentpoles though. Like here's your meant to lose fight, and here's the fight where everyone's just kind of fighting and we're pretending that you're helping, but really it's just like it's gonna end on a timer, and like stuff like that stupid Elder Dragon in Monster Hunter World where you just kind of run around for a while, and then it's like you did it, I guess. Woo!
So like, yeah, you showed him.
Your time.
Like, what did I show him?
Now replay this mission where you're not doing anything to farm. I'm like, no, don't. If we didn't see past the curtain before, we will now for sure. But yeah, it's like
you guys don't want the
there's so many
armor?
like war sequences where it's like Thrall and then Sylvanas and Jaina and Rin and Greymane and Bloodhoof and Zul'jin are just all like duking it out and yelling things, and armies of dudes are going at each other.
It's
called
like Warcraft.
Yeah, like, you're 80% done with the war. This says the meter on the screen, and it's like all the people you're hitting, you're doing like a particle of damage to because you're not even really like capable of fighting them properly because they're all designed for like it aged so poorly. Because like I played Battle for Azeroth when it first came out, and like you got match made into a lobby of like 100 players to all like do this raid together where you were all pretending to have a war. But now I got matched with one Tauren guy with me. And we were the two people in the entire lobby, so we were like really awkwardly running around pretending to help the fight, but mostly the NPCs were just winning on their own, and then it just proceeds to the next phase over and over again. It reminds me of like when I played Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it's all building up to this big final siege against this castle, and I was just so aware of the fact that like the way that they do wars in those games, like you're just not really doing anything. And so as an experiment, I kept a save before the fight, and I went back as a video to kind of mock the game. I put up this video where you see all of my allies go run in to storm the castle, and I just stand there on the grassy hillside perfectly still and just don't follow them. And then just like politely wait for the war to win itself. And it's the final battle of the entire game, and it doesn't require any of your input. You just can just stand there for like 10 minutes, and then suddenly the cutscenes will start playing the game ending because you won. And you can just like be like just hang out, have a chill time,
I did
have a picnic, walk away from your computer, beat game. Why not? Why not? But anyway,
sorry.
The original topic from all the way back at the beginning. I was like, well, that thing must have arrived in my PO box. Where the fuck is it? I want this care package. I'm probably never gonna get it now, and I'm bummed out. And I already made the mistake of mentioning it to Stephanie, so now she's bummed out. But it had like custom cookies and candles for like a summoning or something, and it had like
what?
And it had
what the fuck?
and it had some
Did they
works.
send you a witchcraft craft?
But it also had some works of Junji Ito in it. And it's like, what a cool fucking box to just receive in the mail. I want that.
Yo, wait, what the fuck? Where'd it go? Where is it?
Yeah, it's see, you're fucking tune changed too.
Wait a second.
Yeah. And
I mean, if it's got like Junji Ito stuff, that's relevant. That's important.
So this is the thing that got me to leave the house for a moment and risk contamination.
Risk death.
'Cause I was just like, where the fuck did it go? Where the fuck did it go?
Did you find it? Did you get it?
So I went to the because there's an additional thing going on here, which is that what I started saying earlier is I bought Yakuza 3 digitally. I caved because I was actually waiting it out, but because Outer Worlds suddenly failed me, I had to just buy it so I could do the series because it was time to start it. But what happened is those PR people told me that they were sending me a physical copy of the it was the physical collector's edition copy of like Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 on PS4. Like they were gonna send me all of that, and I was like, yeah, all right. I mean, I'm planning on covering all of them, so this is good. Here? But like, yeah, that never arrived either, and I was confused because like
where are they sending it to?
It was right when I had first set up my new PO box, so I was like, here's my PO box information, and like,
are they sure they're not sending it to the old PO box?
A fan has been able to send something to the PO box, and I was able to order something to that PO box, and so on. So like, I know it's working. But the Yakuza thing never arrived, and I genuinely don't know what's going on with that. So between the Yakuza thing and the World of Horror thing, I was like, something wrong? Like, I think I need to go in and like ask them.
Yeah, like my PO box is not receiving
where's my shit? Like, so I was thinking, like, did they just forget to put a token in? Like, does the stuff not fit in the box and they just forgot to give me the thing to say, yo, come ask about it or whatever? But I lost my nerve really hard when I got there because it looks like a plague ward and I wasn't ready for that. So I went in and they have the sensible thing, which is that there's a bunch of pieces of tape spaced apart. By the way, my entire zone looks completed except for that bottom part. So I think we're doing good.
Yeah, that's pretty much me.
There's a piece of tape every 6 feet on the floor, which makes sense. So it's to like space out the line, so you wait in line, but you're supposed to not stand near each other, and that makes a lot of sense. And when you get to when you get to the counter, there's giant sheets of plastic hanging from the ceiling, cutting off the entire half of the room that the desks are actually at. So you talk to them through the plastic, and they're also wearing masks behind the plastic. So like they're fully cut off from anyone that's walking in. It's really creepy. And probably effective. Okay. It's probably a good idea, but it's really intimidating.
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Well, the dungeon just started, so hope you. Hello? Wait, that seems like that seems like an impolite name. This guy's named COVID Mage. It's not. You're not supposed to name yourself. That's not nice. This guy in our party named himself COVID Mage, which just seems impolite, given the current climate.
Are you sure, Keith? I mean, he is a gamer.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. That racism element's a real bummer.
What racism?
Like every time we're playing Overwatch and anyone has any username featuring any non-English character, basically, like Korean, Chinese, or Japanese, they immediately there's COVID-19 jokes about them, and it's like, oh, gamers.
I mean, we have the most cases. I don't know what the fuck the joke is.
It's the racism.
But like we are the problem.
Gamers suck forever. No, don't pull them out of the thing. That's why I put the thing. I think they run away from my attack thinking it's like a bad thing that's happening to them, and it's like, no, don't run from
People often do that.
Embrace it. It's my attack zone. Love it. Hug it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Probably not Maybelline. So, okay, no. So you went to this...
so I went to the Plague Ward, and I lost my... And yeah, they were just like instructing me like, Like if it's sent to your box, it'll be in the box. Like they were completely unhelpful and stonewalling me, and I lost my nerve super hard because it was like such an intimidating situation. And also, I feel like an asshole for like being out for something non-essential, even though that's basically most people being at a post office.
I mean, technically, your job makes it like the Yakuza thing is relevant to your career.
Yeah,
so.
but it's also like it's avoidable. But I felt like an asshole for going there at all.
Yeah, the post office would do their fucking job. So it is avoidable.
I kind of freaked out and left. But I got in contact with the horror people though, and apparently, because I didn't know who they sent it to, and I was confused because with the Yakuza people, I told them my address because it was like they asked me. Oh, you did? Yeah, like they asked me if I wanted it. And then I gave them the P.O. box address. Like, it was the normal way that you'd exchange this. The World of Horror people, though, just fucking... I just saw this month-old email that says, ha ha ha, here's the code game, and also here's the game's code, and also we sent you this package already. And I'm like... And then, like, a week later, there was another message being like, hope the package arrived safe and sound. Have you had a chance to check out the game yet? Like, that kind of follow-up. And I was like... Yeah. And I was like, you never asked me... You never asked me, so I'm like...
yeah, what address did you pick?
And I'm like,
because they're...
And I'm like, I'm cool with random gifts, but like, where did you get the information that you went with? is my obvious concern. And I eventually get it back from them, and yeah, they sent it to the old PO box that doesn't exist anymore. And it's like, you fools, this was avoidable. Because they did the thing where you just search somebody's channel for any instances of P.O. Box, and you just like send it to that, and it's like, that's very risky. P.O. boxes aren't permanent. They literally only last like 6 months by default, and you have to keep re-upping them, and that's just assuming you still live there.
They should have that on record that your new P.O. box is the new P.O. box, but...
I don't think the post office makes any effort to like tell your PO boxes apart or even track them as being the same person.
They usually,
like
they usually will track ownership.
Because the old PO box is from a different city and a different county, and it was technically primarily under your name.
That's true.
This one's in a completely different county under my name. Like I don't think the USPS makes even the slightest attempt to track those kinds of things.
Well, no, because that would be what a fucking civilized.
They just have a forwarding address of like the address that the PO box is tied to, which is also not where either of us live. So it's like, oh, this is a sad situation. But
Does it say it was delivered?
Well, I don't have a tracking number.
That's what, oh no, I meant on their end. Like, did they get a notification?
They have not received any additional information from them, so I don't really know. They just kind of were like, they were just kind of like a little apologetic about the mistake, but then that was the end of the conversation. Like, there was no like plans to like, I'm probably gonna email them and be like, and just kind of clarify like, yeah, because I called the old PO box's location that we had. Just to see like what happens when they receive packages that are addressed at no one, basically.
They usually return it.
Yeah, they return it as a unavailable sender, which is even more confusing because then I'm like, wait, wouldn't these people have received the package back well before I ever got in contact with them, and it would have been returned, and they would have already maybe realized their mistake or something?
It depends on what. It depends. There's a lot of like our company, for example, has some of the shittiest mail handling. Like, we have a person who has a key to the mailbox, but they never check the mailbox because they don't remember to check the mailbox. So sometimes bills just pile, and then someone's like, oh yeah, we have a mailbox, we should check that. So yes, businesses are stupid.
Yeah. It's also the thing of like, the people that are emailing are potentially completely separate from the people who are handling the packages.
That's what I mean. Like,
there's this whole other aspect where like,
in charge
I mean, like, it might not even be the same business.
Oh, like they contract out a company to send.
Like it's like you handle it. Like there's it could be like there's the actual game company, for example, has these packages to send to these locations, but they hire out like a PR, one of the many like relatively freely available like PR companies to like handle like the distribution or information, or like, hey, contact a bunch of YouTubers for us, and then like. So like the people who get it back may not be even related to the person who I'm talking to, so it's like this is probably pretty fucking doomed. Admittedly, I have every Junji Ito, so unless it's something that isn't buyable in stores, then all I'm missing out on is cookies and candles. But it's just like, oh,
it might have been a custom print of something.
It just would have been like a happy little thing to like open of like, oh, this is nice.
That is disappointing. You should probably.
I'm planning like the it came from P.O. Box thing again.
Yeah.
Although
I was gonna say you might want to like take down the at least copyable address of the old P.O. box from the video, just to make sure that people can't just copy paste.
Oh yeah, no, it's only in the video because I can't get it off the screen. But it's out of the. I already removed it from the description before any of this happened.
Oh, that's more impressive. That means they were like committed to getting the wrong P.O. box.
Yeah, none of
dying, by the way. Is that gonna affect your healing ability, or do you just not like me? Okay. You don't have to like me, I guess.
Yeah, that stampede was a bit of a problem. We were just covered in bads. Different parts of this are taking turns breaking down while you're giving your whole PO, but while you're giving your whole mailing explanation, you were going like full robot, and I looked over and Discord was red connection, and I'm like, all right, just all elements of the internet are taking turns breaking today.
I'm sorry. That's
just the world. This is where we are now. Another staff? I got 3 staffs this dungeon.
I've gotten 3 staffs.
Only one of them can be an upgrade maximum.
I still have...
I seem to have some kind of staff infection.
Oh. Wait a second. That's not good. That's gross. Also deadly. For some...
Yeah, like at some point I'm gonna film like a P.O. box video, so it's just a bummer when the items disappear. Because in my head I'm like, wow, a World of Horror PR box thing, and like a Yakuza
yeah, that sounds
special
awesome.
edition crossed with like fan mail. I've only received 1 letter, which was one of my sources of paranoia, is between the Yakuza thing not arriving and the fact that I only received 1 letter in total for the P.O. box from fans. I was genuinely concerned, like, is something wrong?
Maybe this P.O. box is
like, I was so
not working?
But like I mailed, I was paranoid, so I mailed something to my own P.O. box. Like I just had my next Amazon order go to that P.O. box, and it arrived. So I was like, no, I think something's just wrong with the Yakuza, and I just people aren't as excited about the P.O. box this time. We burned them all out like a year or 2 ago that one time, and that was all of them.
That was all of them. It could also just be various other things. I don't know what the state. Like honestly, I ordered a part.
And this is all before. Printer, this is also all
it's
before
been like months.
This is also all before the the outbreak was when I announced the PO box. So it's not that, at least. So I don't even know if that's I don't know if any of that's even going slower right now necessarily.
It is. So all imports, basically all personal that are non-commercial imports, are just gone. They just stopped doing that. Because I have like 3 things from my 3D printer that I ordered about 3 months ago that have been stuck in China because they just can't get it over here. It just says like, oh, it's waiting on a boat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the situation with the ring fit thing. Is Bird wanted to go get the ring fit adventure thing, and like I already grabbed one, but like unknowingly they just vanished from the planet because in those early stages of the outbreak, when it was more primarily a China situation, like all shipping had basically paused as a result.
Yeah.
And so like he was just like trying to find a copy, and it was like the most elusive game on the planet suddenly, even though it was a new release.
Yeah, it's not. So, you know, speaking of which, Last of Us 2 got delayed.
Oh yeah, I read about that. Something. Yeah, game releases are confusing right now. Like I could have sworn I saw somebody posting in chat that like Final Fantasy VII already came out, like as a surprise.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII is already out. Some people are already playing it.
But only some? Is it only some people, or what?
Yes, like, only some people.
Because I already spread that information to Bird, but then I tried looking into it more, and it looks like it still wasn't out. And I'm like, wait, now I'm re-confused.
No, there are some people who've been given early access copies to play, but the game itself is not publicly available yet for everyone. Some countries have it already, I think.
Weird, confusing.
I think it's probably like.
I think Bert said he was going to play it tonight, and it's like, so he's just going to be like really bummed out when he sees that I was lying to him on accident. Whoops.
Well, you weren't lying to him. He just doesn't live in a country where it's available yet.
Yeah, but like I saw people posting it in the Discord, and I just believed it up front because it just seemed like. I didn't like read it in detail, but it's like there was some kind of vague headline about it being out already, and then like a bunch of people being like, "What about us that pre-ordered at GameStop?" or blah 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 blah. It's like, or how do I get it? Or it's like there was enough comments about it that I just figured, yeah, this looks like it's happening. And I didn't look that much closer because I wasn't planning on actually getting it or anything, particularly soon, so it doesn't affect me. But I was like, so I saw just enough hints to like internalize, like, oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII suddenly out. Must be like a surprise, because like a lot of stuff like that keeps happening with like, hey, all these movies, they're just on video now. Just
by the way,
go on,
Sonic movie is just available now.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Sonic, The Hunt, that one
Wait
movie
a second.
by Pixar.
Are you telling me it doesn't take long at all to put a movie onto DVD?
Well,
and
yeah,
they're artificially creating demand?
It was always intentional, yeah. But
wait a second.
Like
that's unfair.
Well, like no, like stuff launched directly like that. Like the Disney Pixar thing out. I think it's called Outward, where it has like the
troll one.
Yeah, there's like unicorns that eat garbage and stuff, and there's a guy who's just pants. Yeah, that's just out on Prime. You just hop on Amazon and other video services.
Wait,
and
did you just
watch
skip going to the theater?
Yeah, because there aren't theaters, and like they have to maintain the schedule.
Could we do this forever?
Yeah, it's $20. It's $20 though for like a rental. Like it still costs as much as it does in the theater, but yeah, like it's just out.
Okay.
Which
I never complained.
The funniest
price,
aspect.
It was never the thing I care about.
The funniest aspect of this entire thing is the fact that The Hunt came out in this situation, which was already a movie that was canceled, and then surprise, it's coming out after all. And then when it comes out after all, it's in this situation where it's like, surprise, I'm still not going to theaters because there aren't any. Because The Hunt was the one where it's like that episode of Monkey from Dexter's Lab, where Monkey's on like is being released as like live bait to like hunt down.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? There's like a bunch of other things that are like that, kind of along the lines of Hunger Games, except it's the people setting up the thing that are hunting them instead of the other contestants. I think Dangerous Game is supposed to be what that is. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
But it's just the idea of like an artificial hunting ground where you capture like intelligent creatures and then like throw them in there to hunt them. That's what Predators was. The Adrian Brody Predator movie is they had a planet where they captured a bunch of warriors from Earth and then threw them all on this planet, and then they were going to get hunted down by the Predators. It's that whole thing. So there's a movie that's like that, but it's modern day. But the twist is that it's a bunch of smug liberals that are hunting conservatives. And so like the president himself like decried this movie as like a hate crime and other shit, and they were like freaking out over this movie, even though like the entire premise is clearly like designed to be evocative and stir shit up and on purpose, and that's clearly the marketing strategy. But
did we just have a movie about Hitler being like joyful and funny from the perspective of a child? Like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear shit about like.
But it boiled over enough that the studio actually canceled the movie, which was a finished movie, and it wasn't going to come out. But then after like 6 months, it was about to come out again. But then it ended up coming out in this situation where there are no theaters. So now you can just watch The Hunt on demand because it didn't get to go to theaters after all. Because after all this
is like that
theaters got canceled.
That one movie about North Korea.
So it's like a movie that got canceled twice. Once by conservatives that are supposed to be anti-cancel culture or whatever, and then second time by the theater system collapsing. It is really funny that they're supposed to be like, they're all supposed to be pro free speech and anti-canceling and so on, but then they like literally destroy this movie with their outcry. And it's like,
no one is anti.
It's almost like everyone's full of shit.
They're just anti whatever is not something they like.
The true SJWs are the people we meet along the way.
I hate all discourse in this fucking planet.
I don't really know.
All discourse in this planet is garbage.
What's happening in this fight? Am I supposed to be dodging something?
No, well, you dodge the beams that come out.
Yeah, there was a dodge. There was like a sonic wave on me, but I didn't know. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to actually. Oh yeah, I think I could have avoided it. Whoops.
Yeah, just don't stand in that.
It was so perfectly centered on me that I thought it was on my body. On my body.
On my body.
If I do the,
did you see there was a...
If I do the raining bats, will they run from it because they think it's his?
Yeah. Probably. I mean, you're sending bats over to him. It's probably terrifying. He's probably got some kind of like bat phobia.
Bat phobia. Bat wing mantle.
Ooh. Bat wing dog.
What were you trying to say?
I don't remember. Let's see, what was I trying to say? What was I gonna say? Related to video game news. There seems to be, so one, I saw something that was great, which was I saw a IGN Twitter about reminiscing, or I saw an IGN tweet that was reminiscing about, it was either IGN or, yeah, I think it was IGN. It was reminiscing about like, hey, we get to replay that iconic Modern Warfare 2 mission where we kill civilians. Remember that one? Wasn't that good? Now it's in HD, and I was like, I don't think the message was supposed to be, hey, cool, now we can shoot civilians and it looks real. I think the message was just like, this is a commentary.
You're talking about No Russian?
Yeah. So, but like the tweet framed No Russian as in like, oh, isn't it exciting to play this mission in HD now? And I'm like, what the fuck?
I can't wait to do the white phosphorus scene in HD from Spec Ops: The Line.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
Although it was always in HD.
It was always in HD, but now it looks way better.
It was from 2007, and
Again,
HD started
now
in like 2005.
it looks like real people you're killing, and that's the better part. I don't know. It's weird to watch.
You can see the dead families
in
in the eyes of the civilians now.
Now you can tell which ones are babies.
That's always the worrying thing, is when somebody it's like just taking the wrong message and they're like, yay, I like this about the terrifying thing. It's like, no, gamers, no. No,
it definitely feels like there's a lot of games that go, man, I want to tell a message, and then also go, why is my audience fucking garbage?
It's really important to me that you realize that you're the bad guy here.
But then you have games that fairly act like complete douchebags to you, where they think like, like Spec Ops: The Line is another one, like, haha, look at you, the villain. I'm like, I didn't have a fucking choice. Was there an option? Could I just not do that? It's like, no, you have to kill those people. Yeah. So you're the bad guy for making the game? No, you're the bad guy for doing it. It's like, but you put a gun to my head and forced me to do it.
Well, that was working on a different level a little bit, in that it was trying to comment basically on Call of Duty and those kinds of games. It was going after its intended demographic. And its demographic
aren't the people you want to go after, because they don't care.
I'm just saying, like, it was targeting the type of person who would be excited about the let's shoot brown people in the desert game.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you bought the game for any other reason than already having heard about its, like, if you already heard about the meta commentary and bought it for that reason, then you're already not the intended audience, I guess.
I
remember supposed to make those people question themselves, which they won't, but. That was
like,
cool.
I remember watching CeeLo play it and being kind of confused when the reveal happened, and being like, wait, are they saying you're a bad guy? Because they didn't give you an option. Did you choose not to kill people? And he's like, no, I had to kill people. I was like, so who the fuck is the bad guy here? like if you make, this is weird, but no, guys.
Nope.
No.
I do appreciate it though.
No.
Like when I'm playing my shaman, I'm just like, hell yeah, because it means you instantly get back into a dungeon.
Oh yeah, You just keep. That's what I'm talking about. If you stay in the dungeon the whole time, you basically end up at level 100 by accident.
Now we've got Maradon or Maradon because we've already unlocked another Maradon, but we haven't played the first one yet. Maradon's so fucking brutal. It's such a huge ass dungeon, and it used to be one thing. Wait, not Maradon. Sorry, Dire Maul. I mean to say.
Yeah, Dire Maul.
Is Maradon Dire Maul? No. They're the same thing.
No.
Dire Maul's in Desolus or Feralis. I think one of those two is in Feralis and one of them's in Desolus.
I will believe you.
Yeah. Desolus is one of my favorite zones for some reason. Probably because I was playing on a PvP server and I wouldn't get ganked there.
Yikes.
When I was playing it like the first time around, I was like, I could avoid being ganked there because it was the least popular area. Oh, I got all these items to put on if they're better.
Oh yeah, I do need to put this on because I know that is better.
So much gear. Disenchant. Disenchant. Otherwise I'll keep comparing it if I don't disenchant it.
Yeah.
Although yeah, I'm overflowed. Also, bags got fucking big. I just got a 26 slot bag on my rogue and I was like, you what?
I mean, look how much shit you have right now.
I finished some kind of like plot line or something and it was like, here's a 26 slot bag. I'm like, here's a what? Excuse me?
I guess I don't.
That sounds illegal.
Wait a sec.
Yeah. Like you could have 4 slots of super bags. Right now I've got 16, 14, 14, 14 because I have the Blood Elf bag.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of looking forward to that on my rogue. Like, oh, I'm going to hit Exalted with 4 different factions and get their super bags. But by the time you hit max level, you're already in the areas where you get bags that are way bigger than those ones. So in the modern world, those aren't useful bags. Hey, I just leveled up from discovering a zone.
Wow.
I was on the cusp.
I am level 32, which is...
I like that I get double notified when I level up, because one of the notifications is for my demon leveling up. We were supposed to go left. Or we were supposed to go around these mountains over here.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's like, congratulations, you reached level 3, and so did Kuztuk. I'm like, who the fuck's Kuztuk? I got like double check, like, oh, that's my current demon's name.
Poor Kuztuk in the background, like, it's me, master.
He's not, because he's not even a hunter pet. He's just some random demon. Like every time I summon one,
he's a demon that you summon.
Yeah, every time I summon one, it's a different demon. So it's like, I'm not gonna remember his name. It'll be different next fight, basically.
I still love the idea that you're just ripping these people from their normal lives.
Just right off the toilet. Like, I was in the middle of something, and when I'm in the middle of this shit.
There has to be one, right?
Yeah. I don't think they like wait in line. Like they're presumably up to something.
They wait in line.
Yeah, like they're presumably up to something, and then I rip them out of that and be like, "No, you're doing this now." And it's like, no.
Like that there's some kind of Monsters Incorporated style factory where they all just kind of get ready to do their job.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I think movie theaters should just not exist. Or at the very least, that movie should come out both to stream digitally and in theaters. Because it's stupid as fuck.
They'll keep going to theaters for as long as it's profitable.
Yeah, well, people need to stop going out. Well, maybe this will help. Maybe
it's shown by the fact that like when a movie's not expecting to make a big profit at the theater, it does just come out on demand.
Yeah.
While being on theater, they'll be like, it's in select theaters, but also on demand right now. So pick. But like a lot of them know they can make a better profit by having the theater experience.
So then what's the... So I need to know then
and like going to the theaters is a thing people like to do.
Which is fine. But I don't think it should be the only fucking option.
I mean, it's not.
In a lot of cases, it is.
It stops being the only option a little later.
No, fuck that. That's stupid. I'm not gonna wait to go watch a movie after half of the country's seen it because they decided to go to a fucking movie theater. Like, why can't I have the money. Why can't I watch it at home? What kind of fucking like archaic shit is that? we seriously have like 7 streaming services, which sucks. And you're telling me you can't get one of them to host a fucking like movie?
I mean, that's obviously not the case. It's not that the streaming service won't host it. They would love to have all the movies immediately.
Well, they need to make a certain amount of money.
It's that the theater systems are directly at war with the streaming services.
Well, then theaters lose. Sorry, analog shit tends to die in the long run. And more Americans are gonna not want to go to the fucking movie theater, especially after our pandemic. Like,
yeah, right now they're taking a big hit.
Which is good, I hope, because a big hit means they have to change things. When you lose money, you do things to make more money. And
for me, my disillusionment with the theater system is that Disney's completely taken over. So basically, just their shit is all that gets to be there because there's limited bandwidth of how many movies can be in a theater. So all the best movies aren't available in theaters ever, which actually is kind of helpful because it means I just kind of don't need to go.
I mean, I've never felt
like
it
wasn't an option to watch Parasite in the theater, really. Not unless you had to hunt, like, go to great lengths to hunt it down. Parasite and The Lighthouse.
That was
Willem Dafoe movie.
That was a problem I had with, like, I wanted to watch the One Piece anime, like the movie. And they're like, it's only in these theaters, and then it will be in America in summer of 2020. I was like, what the fuck? That's a long time. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go watch it in Sacramento. And so I went to go and try to watch it. I got run into traffic. Only one showing at one theater
and you missed,
for
and
one
you lost,
day.
And you lost the one showing.
And I lost it. And I was like, you motherfucking, this is garbage. It's fucking the future. You're telling me I can literally go right now on the internet and just download the movie illegally. But your fucking asshole decision is to make me wait until next year to watch it? Done. Forget it. I won't fucking support it then. So I went online and fucking downloaded it.
That was like your one chance in the whole year to watch it?
Yeah. That was my one chance to go fucking watch. I was like, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid. I'm not gonna feel bad about stealing a movie if you're gonna make it this archaically fucking bad to go watch it. Like, why? You're intentionally doing this.
At this point, you also already paid for it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, I guess.
Because didn't you like pre-order the seat or something?
Well, yeah, I had to prepay for the seat.
Yeah,
which is also great, by the way. You can't get a refund on that.
It'd be real risky to be like, sure hope there's a seat left when I get there on the one showing that exists ever.
It's infuriating, and there's no excuse for it other than just straight shitty greed. Like, it's just bad decision making over greed, and
yeah. That's how our entire system works.
Yeah, and it
on like a
works
fundamental
stunningly.
Level.
It works so well that it can't be turned off for a single second, or else it just falls in on itself like some kind of fucking.
Well, that is the life we're having right now. Is we're seeing what happens when a lot of stuff gets turned off.
This isn't fair. How come I can't keep tourism alive during a plague?
Oh, it was yesterday. What happened? Oh,
fucking no.
I wonder what happened. Was the Did the rent strike? Like, I didn't check into the fallout of that news. There was supposed to be people were trying to do like a rent strike yesterday.
A rent strike?
Yeah. It was the new month rolling around, and like people collectively across the country were talking, and you know it's like it's these things where when you hear about them you can never tell the scale of it until it actually happens. So I was curious to see what the fallout was.
Oh, you mean people deferring their rent for a month?
Like people were just gonna not pay their rent this month to any of their landlords.
Some people.
Well, yeah, that's what a strike is. It's not all people ever. It's
not
the people that are in the strike
to do that.
No, it's not it's a strike, Andrew. It's not about qualifying.
Oh, you mean like literally refusing?
Yeah, no, I mean a strike. As in people would be like, no, fuck you, we're not paying our landlords like across the country or world.
That goes into the assumption that.
Are we not fighting these guys?
Well, they're gonna come for us eventually.
Yeah,
so
they'll take a long time.
You say that, but they will get you. And these things hurt like fuck. Trust me.
I don't have line of sight anymore. I can't hit them. There's a little ledge in the way. I was confused because I thought we were fighting them, and then everyone just ran away halfway through to killing them. So I couldn't tell what was happening anymore.
Yeah, because it's not an important mob.
I guess those first ones must have aggroed or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming people are doing it.
That was.
I've seen people on Twitter post outcomes of that, of people, you know, like with their landlords, and their landlord's like, could you try to pay? And they're like, dude, it's fucking pandemic going on.
There is an ongoing thing where it's like, yeah, it's like you guys, landlords have always been like an iffy concept, because it's just like, I just own this place, so therefore I will just take a percentage of your income forever, basically, while not really providing any additional value.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't produce anything in the economy.
And like renting is so profitable that it's become increasingly hard to ever buy things, because so much of them have been bought up specifically for the purposes of renting out at an inflated price.
Well, yeah, and so the prices for homes have been inflated because you're charging people who are like rich to buy these homes.
Then of course there's the next layer thing of also like, instead of renting out to people to live in, I can make it an Airbnb, and I can charge even more because it's like a hotel now. Yeah. And so it's like people keep finding even more expensive ways to deal with their property, but it means that no one has like a place to live. That whole thing, that's been fun to see. But yeah, like it's a situation where it's like so much of the country lives paycheck to paycheck that like if you can't work, like at some point like the basic assumption about paying rent on a monthly basis needs to be challenged in that context of like, no, sir, the country's not making money right now. You can't just keep extracting your value like a weird vampire forever, regardless of context. Like, well, I mean, that will actually damage the country irreparably.
Well, but again, that's not just capitalism isn't about survivability. Yeah. It's about profit. You only do things to make money. You don't do things because it's a good investment. You do it because it makes more money. And more money doesn't mean a good investment. Like, you can invest in, say, fossil fuels, which is not a good investment because it's going to fucking result in less of a planet to profit from. But people do it anyways. It's... Oops, I didn't mean to attack first.
Naxxramas. This guy stands out. I remember him.
It's weird. It is fun, though, watching landlords kind of freak out where they're like, what am I going to do if no one pays rent?
No, did you see the fucking supervillain speech the guy had against, like, Airbnb or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Because he normally, like...
Unite.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one you're talking about? Is that the strike you think is happening?
No, that wasn't a strike.
Oh,
that was just the fact that a bunch of people were... It was because Airbnb offers refunds, especially in this context. So a bunch of
people offer total refunds for people who booked travel during a pandemic.
So what happened is everybody was canceling their reservations, and all these people were losing out on their money for good reason, because like there's no vacation to be had. Like why would they still have to go? What the fuck? So like, but yeah, this guy is having a fucking like super villain speech again into this webcam, and he looks and sounds hilarious, and he's
great.
And because
he definitely looks like,
because he's an indignant fucking landlord that's mad that people aren't paying him money during the pandemic to just have a house exist. He's also completely unsympathetic. Like nothing is even vaguely sympathetic about his persona. So he's like the most easy to laugh at person ever. It was like cathartic to just have the internet unite against this weird idiot.
Well, it's like watching that kid that was like screaming his mom turned off his WoW account, where you're like, shut the fuck up, kid.
It's like he was like a child having a tantrum because he can't get a toy, even though his parents don't have any money and are working like 13 hours a day and losing their minds trying to keep this kid alive. And he's like, but I want to subscribe, and just throwing a tantrum in the Toys R Us. Like he's like that, but as an adult. And like he had a chance while he was like editing and rendering and uploading it to realize that he had so many chances in the process of making that video to have an ounce of self-awareness, but he doesn't because he's a landlord. If you want to,
for those of you who may think like, well, in the heat of the moment, literally anything you're doing, no matter like how upset you are, imagine stopping what you're doing, pulling out your phone and talking to it for minutes.
He was so mad.
Would you do that? Because that's something like a child.
Like the entire planet's just like, fuck you, man. The fuck?
Well,
yeah, people aren't going to go on vacation during the pandemic. You're gonna have to like sit on that for a bit.
The weirder part, I think, or the reason why he didn't make nearly as much of a impact in the community as he would have liked, is because everyone's experienced cancellation fees and everyone thinks it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like everyone agrees that cancellation fees is garbage. Even the fucking rich people, because they probably also pay cancellation fees that are also garbage. So seeing a guy be like, it's not fair, people can't be charged for cancellations. It's like, really? This is what you want to die on. This is the hill.
Yep.
Now, granted, landlords that exist, you know, like with homes and apartment buildings are no less comedic to listen to, as they complain about like, what am I going to do? My entire apartment complex refuses to pay. Can I kick them out? And it's like, what? It's like, sir,
it's not like
sir, that's illegal.
It's not like you're gonna get new people.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's like, can I even get new renters? Is anybody renting right now?
No one new is gonna move in. Like everyone's sitting still.
It's fantastic.
It's like when you have like the last 3 employees that are willing to work during the plague, and you're like, they did something wrong. Like, but like, what are you gonna do? Fire them, and then not have employees because you're not gonna get new ones.
Yeah.
That happened at I think it was my brother.
Actually, that's not necessarily true. You might get new ones.
Like my brother did.
6.6 million Americans are filing for unemployment right now.
But it's just like, how do you even connect with new employees right now, or even like interact with them?
Well, you don't. Well, you could do video interviews. That's what we've been doing at our company.
Are they all left?
Yep, they're done.
Are those the only? What about Tinker, Gizlock, and Lord Viletongue? Are those not boss fights in this dungeon?
I think they're optional.
Why?
Why what? Why did they leave?
Why? When do we fight those guys?
I
Whoa,
don't,
1, 2,
I don't think we
3,
have a
4,
quest here
5,
anymore,
6,
right?
7, 8. There's 8 bosses in Moradon. We only fought 2 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of bosses here.
Is that just on the map because it used to be the same instance, but it's not the same instance anymore? Are we gonna queue into that instance later?
I think so.
No.
We'll find out.
Confusing. Ah, I'm under attack. Help. I'm in so much danger. Bats. Bats, 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 bats. What dungeon was that? Dungeon was that? Wowhead Noxion. There we go. I remembered one boss fight name. Hey Noxion, protect me. I'm googling.
I'm tagging him.
Hey Noxion, which fucking dungeon are you in? Please. In-depth guide for Moradon. Because I have 2 Moradons to queue for, and I don't know which one we were in. I can probably rewind the stream like 10 minutes. Foulspore Caverns. Okay, unselect that one. There we go. Wicked Grotto's next. There we go. Thank you, stream DVR on YouTube. Yeah, I was very confused. I was like, I don't. I was going through like the text feed and all these other things, and I was like, I don't see how to like check which Moradon we were in. And from that map I couldn't tell because it looked like it was 2 dungeons. So yeah, there we go. We did Foulspore Cavern, which is technically the second Moradon. We haven't done the first one yet because it keeps not matching us into it.
God fucking damn it.
What?
Fucking news article about that so there's a news article from about the douche. I think
the
that's
what?
Dutch. It's Deutsche, which
Deutsch?
I think it's just pronounced douche.
What? That's Deutsch. That's the German word for that's the German word for German.
Unfortunate, because we're in America where we use vowels differently. So for now, it's douche bank. So douche bank.
Deutsche Bank.
That's what? No, that's stupid. It's douche bank.
Yeah, that makes way more sense.
I mean, it's a way better name.
The
and
douche bank. This is where we contain all of the after fluids from when you douche in the douche bank.
So douche bank apparently is the.
I'm sorry,
company,
people who are eating.
is the company that loaned Trump money for his Chicago skyscraper. The problem is that they're in a situation where he's close to defaulting on his loan, and they are unsure of how to proceed.
Doesn't he usually default on his loans?
Yes. So they ran into a problem because once he became president, he started not paying, and it turns out that they're like, can you just seize the president's property? Or could he use his authority in the government to supersede?
Can you seize the president's property as a foreign government? I mean, a foreign company.
So it's not a great look, and basically it means
it's not
that
great it's not a great look for the president either. The whole fucking thing here is that he was supposed to give up all of his properties and holdings and put them in a trust fund and so on.
Remember,
he was supposed to be separate from all of his company interests.
He gave it up.
But like he actively currently is still the boss of all these different like hotel chains and Trump properties. Like he just refused to do the thing that every president's supposed to do, and he just got away with it, where he still has all of his shit even though he's president, which means that like every time he ever goes to certain parts of the country or even other countries, he has foreign emissaries and even himself and his giant expensive Secret Service crew all stay at Trump locations to siphon money from the government back into Trump's pocket.
Yeah.
He literally profits off of this actively.
I mean,
which is literally because
realistically, the moment he is no longer in office, you can then try a president for crimes. And
we're supposed to be able to try him for crimes while he's in office.
Well,
but
you can't do that if he owns the fucking courts, Keith.
Yeah, the conservatives refuse to do that. So they don't care that he's just doing rampantly illegal things all the entire time.
Well, because like, Joe Biden was the one corrupt in fucking Burisma.
It's straight up well known that like when somebody wants a favor from Trump and they're a foreign power, what they do to bribe him is they rent out an entire floor of a Trump hotel, which is just giving Trump money directly because they can't give it to him literally directly because he's the president. So he just accepts bribes in the form of foreign powers renting entire floors of his hotel in order to get in good graces with him. And this is just all allowed to happen because the entire other half of the country has just decided to go like plug their ears and go la 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 na na na, nothing you say is real, fake news, alternative facts. And they've just gone into their Fox News fucking void hole where nothing's real anymore. So none of these things can even reach them, and even if they do, they just won't accept their reality.
Yeah, well, you don't have to accept anything unless
like
someone
fucking
actually
4
makes
years
you
of
accept it.
gaslighting. Or like the majority, I feel like I know more people who are Trump supporters than aren't, and it's like, it's a different reality. It's fucking insane.
Well, you know, on the bright side, a lot of them are drinking poison because they don't have rational thought. So, you know, if you kill all of them by their own moronicism, then it's not really murder now, is it?
It is the irony of the older demographic. There's the older demographic that supports Trump, and then the fact that he was downplaying the virus, and then that means that he was putting his own supporters at risk because they are disproportionately likely to die from the virus. Yeah,
it's great.
That was a thing.
That's why I'm not kind of concerned about him spreading fake news, because the people that I'm confident are intelligent and, you know, people that I trust aren't going to listen to him. So, yeah, the people that would listen to him are the people I kind of don't want around anyways, because they're the reason that this is happening, and I don't like them. And I'm not the one spreading misinformation. That's the president, the one they elected, the guy that they think is qualified to lead. And we tried. Yeah. We tried to impeach him, but they were so against it. They said it was literally a crime to remove the president that was elected. So we're letting him kill people. That's fine. That's what they wanted. They want to die by their president's lies, and we will let them do that.
Did you see the speech from Biden where he was going on at length about how, like, it's not going to be Medicare for all that saves us from this epidemic. It's going to be making all the necessary health care for this pandemic free for everyone. And I'm like, you mean Medicare for all? Didn't you just say
no,
the thing?
Keith, only the coronavirus treatment will be free. Which is very gracious, because let me remind you that every fucking vaccine was free. Polio was free. Fucking Spanish flu was free. Like, this
because
isn't
it's
a
like
fucking
suicidal
gracious gift from the government.
It's suicidal to, like, when it's a thing that affects everybody. It's suicidal to, like, not give it the solution to absolutely everyone, because then it just spreads to the other people anyway.
I was gonna say, this isn't like it's you know, again, this isn't the flu, guys. It will fucking kill people very quickly if they get it. Also, it seems to be very good at causing a disruption in hospital.
Having a financial gate it's always definitely fucked up, though, because it leads to an actual situation where, like, the poor will just die.
Well,
like, well, you're not, sorry, you didn't make enough money to live. So,
oh wait.
Yeah. Remember when we? See, I played that game before the plague started happening, and it felt.
I did too.
It felt.
It felt really comical.
Yeah, it felt really.
So fucking real.
It felt. It felt really exaggerated and unreasonable, and now it's just happening. Like all the bullshit capitalism land in Outer Worlds is just happening for real, and I'm like, I want to get off this ride.
There was a moment where
it was such an on the nose, like, ham-fisted commentary, but it's 100% just happening now.
There was like a moment where I saw that, you know, NRA was freaking out because California didn't deem gun stores to be a fucking essential business in a pandemic, because they aren't.
Which is the same thing that GameStop did.
Yeah.
GameStop was mad that they weren't considered to be essential business, even though all they do is sell video games, which I'll remind you, you can buy digitally. So they're not even an essential store outside of a pandemic.
Need I also remind you that you can buy the used games, which is their big market. You can buy those used games online and have them shipped to you.
Yeah.
But so also, there's literally no reason.
They told their poor minimum wage employees that if the police try to close your store, that you should resist them. And I'm like, that's...
Yeah, good luck trying to do that.
You're encouraging your minimum wage employees to crime for you because you can't stop making money during the plague.
Which is ironic, because employees are not allowed to stop theft because it would cost the company more money if they got injured. So the assumption that the police aren't going to injure an employee is odd.
Don't walk home with a Monster Energy drink from the cooler, because that's theft and it leads to instant termination. But please resist the police for us.
Right?
Capitalism. It parodies itself.
But yeah, no,
you think it's a joke, but it's actually your life, and you gotta live with it. There's no escape.
Every literal character in Outer Worlds just says, we can't do that, the economy. And then if you kill them, the only people left are the people who go, can we help people? And then everyone survives.
Okay, now we are on the other side of the same map. That was confusing.
Yeah, no.
No, I regretted that. When I finished the first planet, I looked back and I was like, I wish I had just shot that guy in the face.
Right? I took no hesitation. The moment the guy was like...
I was worried how the simulation would react or what it would do. Because in Fallout 4, when you just give up and shoot a guy in the face, the story breaks and just gives up and, like, defaults you back to Preston. It's like, this is the only available questline now.
Yeah.
Like, like once you pick your faction, you just have to do the faction quests as they ask you to do them, with no variation or decisions or choices. Because if you deviate at all, they're like, all right, you're stuck with Preston now. So I was gun shy, but I was definitely like, I can just end this right here. I'm in this guy's office, and he's literally ruining the entire planet single-handedly. Like, and I'm the gun boy. I'm the one who wins. I can just shoot him, and no one can actually beat me. Like, it's easy.
Oh yeah, no, I literally played that entire game with the mindset of I'm gonna do this thing, and anybody who whiffs at me otherwise, I will shoot directly in the skull and not give a second thought about. And that's what I did. Like I literally did I didn't even help the mission you're talking about, to complete the mission between the two factions.
Yeah.
I didn't even do it. Because I was like, fuck it. The only solution is to give one of them the keys to kill the other. And I'm not going to do it. Fuck them. Fuck both of them. They will both die. Because they refused to give me a third option where they work together and promised me they work together. So I let them die.
Did you shoot both of them or something?
Yeah. I just shot both leaders and was like, okay, both people just now are dead. This is the decision that you chose because neither of your people wanted to work it out. So I don't have to deal with it. I have no obligation to deal with it.
That's an outcome. Makes me wonder about your definition of a good ending.
Oh no, the ending was a good ending. It was like we did it, we saved the galaxy, everyone survived except for those two people. And I was like, I feel nothing. I feel no loss. Those people had a chance and they didn't want to take it. So I'm not gonna get wrapped up in somebody, like you're handing someone this, like you're literally handing someone salvation and they said, no, I want to be able to be a bad person.
But the economy.
Like, no. Yeah, basically, that's literally why don't old people want to sacrifice themselves for the younger Americans? Because it's stupid, fuckhead. Like, blam.
Oh god, that guy.
You don't even give it a second thought. Like, that's the thing I hate. Is that I hate that people like, is this a valid argument? No, it's not. Just shoot him in the head, keep moving. It's not a valid argument. It's like almost ridiculous to even like humor the idea. It would be like saying, well, maybe Hitler had a point. No, he didn't. He had no points. he had negative points. He was all the bad. Like, you can go into, like, a good example is you can go into Kim Jong-un's history and backstory and see, like, yeah, it is kind of terrifying to be the son of a dictator, and you have to kind of live your life in constant paranoia that people will try to steal power from you.
You have to live your entire life pretending you don't have a butthole.
Yeah, but the entire the alternative is that you have to trust people that they won't, just kill you and become a dictator themselves. And you can't trust that because you create a system where you can't trust fucking anybody. So now you're in this predicament where you have to fucking, either eat your own shit or wait till someone kills you and saves you from the suffering of eating your own shit. And that's like dictatorship in a nutshell. And I don't understand why anybody keeps trying to do it. It's just baffling. It's a baffling way to live. Like,
sort of Damocles.
Like, literally, what is stopping anybody? Like, because I can tell you, it's happened multiple times. What's stopping anybody from just shooting the president in the face? Literally nothing. And except for the assumption that people are going to throw themselves in harm's way to protect you, which there is fucking zero guarantee, I believe, that any Secret Service person would throw themselves in the way of Trump. I think they would push him, if anything. Like, there's no fucking way. You could probably walk straight up to that guy and someone will like politely push him out of the way, kind of like, no, president, but no one's gonna dive. No one will dive for that guy.
No one's gonna dive. I believe in this wholeheartedly with the core of my soul. This orange man must be preserved. Save the cheerleader, save the world.
No one would ever like die for him. That would be the lowest bar as a human being, would be to die for Trump. What a shit. Like, you couldn't be a worse person.
Because if you even look at him wrong, he's immediately straight on Twitter like, I always hated that guy, he was always a scumbag. Like, he completely just destroys every bridge with every person he's ever interacted with.
If Mitch McConnell died from coronavirus, he would go, Mitch was an awful person, he knew about the virus, didn't do anything about it,
weak.
Fucking despicable person. Yeah, he was weak, he wanted nothing, he didn't want the country to survive.
Did you see
like,
Lindsey Graham lose his mind when he found out that Trump was bad-mouthing McCain after his death?
Yeah,
and like
and
Lindsey
Lindsey Graham is
one
doing
of the
now?
most soulless garbage people on the planet, and even he just like, he shouldn't be saying McCain was a fine man. Like his mind fried when he had to deal with like figuring out what to say to reporters when hit with the information that Trump was like destroying the legacy of McCain,
which is like the de facto
and just
Republican,
shitting on him because that's what he does. and because Huckabee and Lindsey Graham and McConnell are so fucking spineless and corrupt, they're just like, they just fucking take it forever.
I love it.
Forever.
I love it so much because again, it's just like, what are they going to do when he's gone?
I mean, the best part of this entire presidency is watching the entire Republican party eat itself and like,
oh yeah, they're
just hurt and burn because they're suffering. Like so many of these people were like,
oh yeah,
having the like which one was it that had like the big like tearful like appeal to emotion of like like we were better than this, we can beat him, we don't have to have this horrible man. And then now he's just like just the fucking
who,
presidential.
Ted Cruz?
Yeah,
you mean fucking just, Ted Cruz?
Yeah,
who fucking cried because he literally Trump insulted his fucking wife on national television.
Now he's the presidential ball washer.
Yeah, now he just fucking sits there and says anything he needs to be told to say onto the news networks because that's what you have to do. Otherwise, you piss off Trump. And if you piss off Trump, then he won't do the things you want him to do, which are like the things that all the Republicans wish they could do, you know, without being in trouble for it, but they can't. So they have to find a scapegoat like Trump to do it. I mean, literally, the end of Trump being president will just be a lot of Republicans going, we had nothing to do with it. He was out of control. We couldn't stop him. He was crazy.
It's going to be like watching 100 people apologizing for their blackface photo servicing, but it's but it was the fact that they supported Trump yesterday.
Yep. And then you know what?
The shameful
entire party is going to forgive
years.
it.
I don't know how it happened. It was just pure pressure. We're the most powerful people in the country, but somehow we don't have the power to stand up for our own fucking principles.
The unfortunate part is I don't have any other outlet to be like, there's no way to deal with the emotion of watching someone literally just negligently murdering people, and I don't know how to feel except for like, can someone stop that, please? Just like, please stop that. Like, I have family members that watch fucking Fox News, and I don't want them going the fuck outside and killing themselves. Like, it's fucking unacceptable, dude. Like, that's why it makes me so upset. It's just, I know people who will just die the moment that this touches them, and they watch news media outlets that fucking tell people to go outside because it's a hoax, because the fucking guy running the shit show says it's a hoax. Like, this is unacceptable. And how do you deal with the anger besides going like, please, I hope that people
we
don't
haven't
choose...
had a tank for a bit.
Oh, that makes sense.
We've just not had a tank.
Well, we've been doing okay. Good job, healer.
I was like, something seems wrong right now. Hang on a minute, there's only 3 allies. Can we beat the boss without a tank?
But why are you fighting the sledges, dude?
He's a warrior, I guess. Like, he'll figure out how to... He can tank, more or less. Hopefully.
Well, we can, but sledges do a lot of fucking damage. Also, you're not taking this sludge away from us, and it's gonna do a lot of damage to the healer, which it's currently doing. We need to focus this guy down.
Go away. Oh, I can't hear him because he's a sludge.
Yeah, focus this creeping sludge. There we go. Do I not have a pet? I don't know, I saw my pet.
That's the thing I'm most afraid of power leveling in dungeons as a tank.
Why?
Because you have to be paying way more attention than when you're like mindlessly DPSing through their first level 100.
Yeah.
It's like you basically hit Burning Crusade before you hit your first boss that you have to ever do anything during.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like doing dungeons is so mindless that it's actually like startling when you finally hit one that
this guy
they'll
really
do a Void
is...
Walker, at least they'll have taunt.
Yeah, this guy's struggling to hold aggro.
Yeah.
But there's...
But yeah, you can so mindless just mash your like numbers 1 through 4 for most leveling experience, that when you finally hit a boss, it's like, hey, be in the circle or die right now. Like, it's like really startling. Because like there's some really tough bosses that come out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah, which again, it's because they kind of lull you into a false sense of security.
That used to be what all of WoW
these...
was. Is like do the right thing or die every fight.
Yeah.
And then it became so blah that it's like,
are we going around? We leaving? What?
oh, you're going that way.
Guys, you Adamant, sorry. Oh, okay. Then let's wait.
Are we just not gonna get a new tank?
What?
Are we just not gonna get a new tank?
We should probably queue for another tank. Why do we have 3 DPS?
You always have 3 DPS.
Oh yeah, right. Sorry.
A normal party is 3 DPS.
Wait, dude, our healer's mana isn't even back yet. Come on, dude. What the fuck? Okay, you gotta stop being a jackass. Like, you're not a very good DPS. Oh my god, you're not even a tank. Why the fuck are you doing this? Let's wait for a tank. Who's the party leader?
No, I don't think it's queued.
This guy's the fucking party leader.
We might be too far into the dungeon for it to queue.
Are we?
We might be.
I don't think it's a thing.
I don't know. It's not looking for a new person. Is our priest not gonna like drink something? Does she not have drinks?
Probably not.
Oh, someone just left.
It was the other DPS guy.
Yeah, the monk that was tanking just quit.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Well, he just quit. I don't actually know where we're going. Do you know where we're going? Because it looks like we're just going back towards Razorlash on the map, and that was the other half of the dungeon.
Just give me a sec, I'll fucking queue us up. Or I'll look for... Oh god, you don't actually know where the boss is.
Yeah, it's me. I said that.
Oh, you don't actually know where the boss is?
No, I have no idea where Sir the Curse is.
Look at the map.
He's not on the map. The 2 people above us on the map are the 2 guys we fought in the other dungeon, which we seem to be going towards on this path, which I don't even know. I don't know where we're going. I don't know how this works.
So it depends. We can either go this way, straight ahead, and you go through poison wells and you go around, or we can go straight forward and then kill these 2 bosses and then come back down and go around. So it's up to you. Do you want to do the special bosses, which are these 2 other ones, or? I
mean, we fought them last time.
These are from the old one.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling you. We already did that last. That was the other dungeon. That's why I'm confused by how it looks like the path's going there. But like, yeah, like, but like the boss we're looking for just isn't on the map anywhere, and I don't know how to get to him because I have no idea where he is.
Follow me. We'll go to it.
So have you like re-entered us into queue or something?
Yeah.
Now that you're the party leader?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, we're in queue right now. We'll just have to be very quick about killing this guy.
It's got a lot harder.
Can really take hits.
The panda just gave up on us. But
also,
I was confused by the priest. Does he just not have that group? Does the priest just not have water?
That's what?
A minute ago I saw her with like 20% mana and she was just standing there. And it's like, does she not have anything to drink?
She probably didn't, or
maybe.
She doesn't know what to do.
She just stands there.
She didn't give me leadership for some reason.
Probably just doesn't know what to do. I mean, I don't really know what to do. Honestly, I didn't even realize that party leader still existed.
Yeah, party leaders are still a thing.
I thought that when you're a match-made party, you just, like, the system just handles you. Like you're an Overwatch group in comp or whatever. Like it just throws people together and figures it out. Nah. I thought party leaders were only for custom parties. I didn't realize that there was actually somebody leading the party during these new ones. Because, like, nobody made the party. They were just people that were thrown together.
Oh, shit.
Did you go the right way or not?
No, I need to dismiss my pet before he fucking summons a horde.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. Okay, you didn't summon a horde. All right.
Well, at least I have a Void Walker.
Let's deal with this guy.
But he's a tank, technically. Unless he just dies immediately.
I put back on Kraul for my pet.
Hey, leveled.
Yeah, 33. Yeah, so those wicked or noxious slimes, those noxious slime guys will fucking devastate us if we're not tanks. They just do so much damage.
Yeah, we can like circle strafe them, can't we?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Killing the shamblers are way easier, and as you can tell, they're slow and dumb.
But I just mean like if they do aggro, aren't they like the other groups that where they didn't move so slowly, we can just run from them and keep shooting them?
Yes. But the moment we fight a boss, they will catch up to us and murder us instantly.
Yeah. Well, no, I was saying like we would run in circles shooting them until they die.
Oh, yeah.
Using our cool strafing powers.
I think they shoot things though. I'm not sure.
Do you know? So do you know for sure what we're doing?
Yep.
Because
this is the way to go.
He's asking if those things are the boss, and I don't even know.
No, here's the boss right here.
Celebras the Cursed.
See? Look at your map now. It changed. It's a different map.
Oh,
Surprise.
so that's the next Maradon we'll get next, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the everything past that one. They could have really could have redone the maps once they split the dungeons. This run is split between two different things. It's really weird. We just gotta beat that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Good luck, have fun. I mean, right? I was really hoping they would give us somebody in time, but I guess they've decided.
Should I just hit attack on my pet and have him go in?
Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that it is in fact. Yeah, no.
I don't think it's anything. Oh, I should make health stones.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually queuing or looking for people.
I'll hit attack on my pet and send him in when you're ready.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, okay. Go. Oh boy.
All right. Let your pets focus fire these trees.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, we got this.
Please don't summon more of them.
No. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's what I meant to do.
I mean, he's taking damage. Oh. Stuff's going.
More have spawned. Well, I think what helps is that we have two pets that are holding aggro.
Yeah.
So we don't have to, thankfully, worry so much about... Fuck. Ah, take that, loser. Ah. He keeps healing himself, which is rough. But I guess it's better than being overwhelmed by trees.
He's taking damage. And like we're not running out of energy right now, so that's good. I mean, we're doing it. Unless he has a phase change, we're fine.
Nope. This is it.
Oh, shit. Blah, blah, blah.
We're good.
They didn't like my bats. Why don't they like my bats?
Yeah, bats scare them. Just a wee bit.
And for this brief moment, we were too distracted by having to mechanically focus on a thing that we couldn't complain about Trump.
That's a silver lining, I guess. It's all on how you look at it. Take the little victories. I've just been, honestly, all I've been doing while I've been surviving this apocalypse.
And we're just locked in a box where it's all we can think about most of the time.
Yeah, all I've been doing is literally playing Animal Crossing, getting incredibly high, and just like trying not to cry. Because I don't actually know if I'll have a job at the end of all this, because if the economy just doesn't recover, then I probably won't have a job. I gotta figure out where to live. I gotta figure out where to put my stuff. And that would be fun. On the inverse, if the gamble that retailers are playing right now works, then the moment that the crisis isn't averted but is toning down, they will then go into overdrive and overpricing products to make up for lost profit, thus reinvigorating the economy in the retail space, which then would keep my company afloat. So the hope here is that we recover fast enough. Is there a quest turn-in
spot? Is it ahead?
Yeah.
Like Celebras became a talkable boy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he can like get a bunch of lore about Maraudon. All right, see you later. I think Maraudon's in Feralis. And I think Dire Maul's in Desolus. Because this is like all jungly and fertile and stuff, and that's what Feralis is. It's like the big forest zone in the late game. Whereas Desolus is just that shitty desert where the two tribes of centaurs punch each other all day.
I think we're done.
But how do we turn our quests in?
I don't think we have quests for this place, do we?
Oh wait, wait.
Yeah, it was the automatic quest.
Oh, my completed quests are all.
Yeah, because this is another
where
part.
We came from.
So this is another dungeon you go to later. To kill Landslide, Princess Theas, and Rock Grip. Well, Rock Grip's a bonus. Yeah, this whole next area is optional.
Yeah, we're all confused. Anyway. Thanks, healer. They just stuck it out and we just beat it anyway. Just fuck off, people that quit. Tank just randomly left, and then our off tank was just like, I don't like this responsibility, bye. And he said, it's over, and quit. And it's like, it's not over. You just are lame. We did it no problem. We just had to figure out where to go, and we were good. He just couldn't, that panda couldn't handle the stress of leadership and just collapsed instantly.
Some people just don't know what to do if the, status quo isn't there. Oh my goodness. Holy moly's, guys.
Did you get credit for this just now?
Yeah,
this guy's just here and they're already fighting him. I'm like, cool, convenient.
I didn't get credit for it, did you?
Did you loot him?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Now I got credit for it.
There you go. Yeah, it's ahead. You had to shoot him though, or get a credit, but I got him, so I think they gave all of us credit. Yeah, they just conveniently walked in when he was at like 10%. I'm like, all right, I'll just finish this quest.
Well, don't mind if
tag, I get credit.
I mean, that was
pop out with my super nether drake.
That was the one thing I hated about EverQuest, is that you couldn't fucking tag mob bosses, so people would form literal digital queues where they just stood in place and waited.
Because the first person who tagged him got credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was WoW until recently. Or at least it was WoW at launch. Because a mob that somebody else is working on is that was a Worgen. Hey Worgen. Enemies would turn gray if they were attacked by an enemy player or something. Or even allied players, because you couldn't get group credit for stuff. But it turns out that's fucking annoying. In fact, that kind of competition between players was one of the only times I ever got reported in WoW.
Oh yeah, you're telling me.
Yeah, I think I told you that before, where there's the...
Oh, hello there, Worgen.
Yeah, we were
just was following behind us, deciding whether or not he wanted to murder us or not.
Oh, the Worgen?
Yeah, he was a question mark Worgen.
He can't attack us. He's just hanging out. Having
Why
chill
can't he
one.
attack us? Aren't we in a PvP area?
No.
Or is this a PvE server?
This is well, first of all, this is the second zone for our race, and the second zone of each race is still green, not PvP. But more importantly, PvP doesn't exist anymore. There are no PvP servers anymore.
So every server's PvP?
So Battle for Azeroth made PvP a universal feature for World, but they made it so all servers have opt-in PvP.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you go to, sorry, I gotta find.
That's an interesting choice. Is there a fucking salesman around here that I can sell my shit to? I just have full bags.
Like a PvP button. Oh yeah. If you look on your spell book, if you look on your talent tab.
Yeah, it's like a your talent tree, PvP, and you can enable it.
Well, I mean, like if you look at your talent tree, the bottom right corner says War Mode.
Oh, I see. PvP
so if you activate that, you get increased rewards you get more experience and so on. It also turns on your PvP talents, which are all those talents up there, but it also flags you for PvP. And I think you can't get out of war mode unless you go to like a safe place. Like I think you might have to go back to your capital to turn it off. Like you're really stuck.
Yeah.
So you're really stuck in it, and you have to be like really engaged in PvP at that point. And it's more specifically because it's the battle for Azeroth, and you have all these wars that you're playing through and the scripted sequences and whatnot. Like I think there's entire zones in Battle for Azeroth that incentivize engaging in war mode. And I think, in fact, I've seen the notification at least once now where when I fly through a zone, it'll be like, if you stay in this zone for, you will be automatically flagged for PvP. So I think there's like zones like that in Battle for Azeroth where you have to be in war mode. Yikes. And so that's why they went this different direction, because they made it a core part of the expansion, there being PvP zones. So they couldn't really make it be like, haha, PvP when you feel like or whatever, man, I don't care. Shit. We don't qualify for the next thing yet. How did we fuck this up? Moradon Earth Song Falls requires level 34. You're level 33.
I'm 93% of the way through 90, or through 33.
So I think that's that. I think we finished the entirety of
yep, I got an achievement for
Ghostlands.
finishing this zone.
Yeah, so Ghostlands are done. I have a quest pointing me back to
retake Windrunner Spire.
Well, I guess I'll Hearth, because I'm not really near a flight path right now. Wait, no, I'm not going to Hearth. I'm not that far from Tranquillin. I'll run to Tranquillin, then fly from Tranquillin to Silvermoon. I have a quest called Hero of Sindorai.
Did that other guy give it to you?
I'm supposed to go talk to some guy.
Could you
There's no share button.
Okay, well.
This is the new beginning of a new chapter in the history of our race, Hinaril. Our lands will be reclaimed, and we shall cement our bond with Sylvanas and her allies.
Very culty.
Well, I think that's joining the Horde properly. Something.
You don't really join the Horde until you sacrifice yourself to the lady.
Oh my god, I have so many. Oh god.
Also, I want to point out
so many items. Help me.
So, did you play the original Doom? Or sorry, the original Doom. Did you play Doom 2016?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like Doom 2016?
Yeah.
Okay. What were the parts that you liked about it? Like the music? Just the music?
Yeah, but then, circle strafe and run around and shoot your 12 different guns and keep switching because you're running out of ammo and all the things are mad at you and attacking you, and keep moving, shooty.
Okay.
I played on the second hardest difficulty.
Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing right now too.
I've seen some footage of the new one that features like weird platforming, and I'm like, but why?
It's not. So the new Doom is as far from great as great could ever be. It's a little bloated. It's a little comical in its exposition delivery. Like there.
I've also seen some cutscenes where I'm like, don't really want those. Don't really want cutscenes in general. Or just like,
I have one of a
I heard the Doom protagonist go rip and tear or something, and I was like, that's hilarious. that's not. I don't think I want this guy to talk. But he also just he doesn't have the bass I was expecting in his voice.
He doesn't have he
just sounds like some dude, and I was like, huh, all right.
Yeah, it's not. I really dislike Doom Eternal. I just do not like any of it at all.
I was surprised you didn't. I was actually a little surprised you didn't stream through it and have like VODs of it.
So the only reason I didn't was because the fucking thing keeps having graphical issues. So every time I'm mid-combat, the screen will start flashing erratically, which is great. I'm so thankful that I cannot endure seizures, because otherwise I would die playing my video game. And I don't know what does it. I rolled back my drivers and that doesn't fix it. I updated my drivers and that doesn't fix it. I tried reinstalling the game and that doesn't do it. So I'm just under the assumption that I'm fucked. Wait, where are you going? Going to Fairbreeze?
Take Darkhand's head to Lord Thamar Theron in Silverman City. Isn't Darkhand the guy we just kill sniped a minute ago?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, did you turn that quest in?
I believe so.
Did you accept the follow-up quest or whatever? Like,
no, I couldn't because I didn't have any inventory space.
What? And then you just walked away?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna. Everything I had, I needed to sell because it was worth something.
Well, I guess go do that. I guess go throw your item away and then go back and do the quest, because that's like the chain we're on.
Fucking hate questing.
I was wondering how the hell we got like out of sync. It's like, aren't we right next to each other?
Well, I don't have big enough bags to go on never-ending quests because the quests require. All you had to do
is throw away like one poisonous fang or something, and then accept the quest.
I threw away all of my shit. The only thing in my bags were literally armor pieces that were worth more than 5 silver.
What are your bags?
My bags are 8, 8, an 8, and a 10.
Oh Jesus!
The fucking garbage. Here. Like I'm not.
Here, let me fix you up.
Well, I gotta talk to the person.
Yeah, no, keep proceeding. It's just when you get to this town, you'll have something in your inbox. Let's see, your name is Nakalina. That's easy to remember.
Where's the fucking guy who sells?
And my name's Hynaril.
Not General Goods.
There we go. As I was leaving, I got a guild invite. It was like,
yeah, I see the guild invite.
I'm like, fuck off.
Burn it up.
Burn it up.
My friend, Burn It Up is the second most active guild on server. We raid weekly, run BGs, keystones, do ton of MOG runs, level, and have a super fun Discord. We also have free gear repairs. If you'd like to join us,
we're joining Sounds Complicated.
So
or no one.
Our relationship status is complicated.
It's like, well, I mean, if we're joining anyone, it's gonna be Marty.
Well, yeah.
Where's the nearest post box? There it is.
Right. I don't really care if you run daily battlegrounds unless I care about the people running the battleground. Where is the person? Where is the person who sells the bags? God dang it. I thought the person was around here. I thought they're always next to the flight masters. Where is this person?
There we go.
Can you direct me?
There, you have 1,000. You have 1,000. Oh, okay. An explorer's pack. Right, I should send this to my other guy. Ah.
Where is the person?
That's that wrong.
Not trade supplies, right?
That's just sitting in my inventory too.
That's an innkeeper.
Do these have level requirements at all?
Fuck is this guy? Holy shit.
Yeah, there is.
I
think I just completed a quest at random. It's like, here's Addie's ink-stained satchel. It's got 26 slots. I'm like, the fuck? The fuck you do? You're not allowed to have that many slots. Yeah, I'm currently mailing myself an 18-slot bag and I gave each of us 1,000 gold. Because here in Battle for Azeroth, just random vendors sell 18 slot bags, which I thought was above the cap. But I also did a quest.
That's nice.
But I also did a Legion quest that just gave me a 26 slot bag. And I'm like, the fuck? I don't remember. I think it's like hundreds of gold.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
It's fine. You'll have like 1,000 gold, so you can at least get better than what you got now. You can buy like a fleet. You can at least buy like a fleet of 12 slots or something.
Because this general goods guy only sells 8 slot bags. Oh, well, can you have justice on these fucking garbage items I just found? Okay. Okay, so this, I don't think this area has the person that, the whatever it's called. The reputation person.
I can't trade that.
You can't mail soulbound on it. What's that? A thick hide pack at soulbound? Why? I was gonna mail you because I just sent myself a 16 slot. I was gonna mail you my 14 slot on this character, but it's soulbound.
Nope. It's soulbound.
So my Silver Moon Satchel's soulbound. That makes sense because that requires Silver Moon City Revered. Thick hide packs are soulbound. They're 14 slots. They're just white text items. I don't know why they're soulbound. But then my Explorer's pack is an 18 slot and it's not soulbound. And it's the best one. Because none of this makes sense. Welcome. Nothing means things no mores. Good luck. I'm trying to find a bag vendor.
No, I found one. It's right here. Hey, bud, give me a 16 slot bag.
I was gonna say, like, you can Google like Silverman Studio bag vendor usually, and it gives you like a dude. Why? Says to do Rathen.
Why can't I just buy a bunch of Silver Moon satchels? I fucking hate you. I'm leaving.
Yeah, no, you can only buy one.
Get it?
You have to get revered with each faction to get a different bag for each one.
Yeah.
Which
where are the other people?
Once upon a time, that was like a cool system, but nowadays you'll just outpace that, like I said, by getting bags that are better than them anyway.
Yeah, though I don't currently have bags that are better than them right now. And where is the other people that I can get reputation from? Because I can't.
It's all of the other horde races.
I know, but that means you have to go to the other fucking cities and get them, which is not a good system when
you can just go to any other city and grab their tabard and then just wear that during dungeons. Again, and I believe all these capital cities are connected by portals, so we can just go somewhere else right now.
Wait, are they?
Yeah, I think so. Because Orgrimmar just has a portal network.
Well, yeah, but I thought that was I thought those were to like dungeons and
a lot of them are to expansion cities, and Dalaran and stuff. But there's also like there's portals and or zeppelins to all the other capitals. You've always been able to get from between all the capitals relatively easily.
What is this city name?
Silvermoon City.
Silvermoon.
Let's see, Silvermoon City Guard, other continents. Give me Orgrimmar. How do I get to Orgrimmar? Get to the Undercity or on to Orgrimmar or Kalimdor. You need to use the teleporter located within the Sun Fury Spire.
We will have justice.
And the Sun Fury Spire. Heading there now.
Right where I am already. There you go.
Yep.
So yeah, just come to this top corner where the capital is, and there should be a portal over here. Yeah, no, there's a fast-ish form of travel. You either take a boat or a zeppelin or a portal between all the capital cities.
I didn't realize that they had portals. That's handy.
Yeah. Here.
And then I'll probably level up by going to a new city.
I've never been here before though, so this is new.
The intimidating music.
The Orb of Translocation. Boop. Oh. Where did it take me to? I just clicked on it. It's like loading screen. I'm like, oh, what have I done?
Oh, look, an orb pumped. I don't want to see that. All right. Hi, dude. Where's the orb? Where'd you punch the orb?
Okay, I'm now in Undercity.